We are undefeated in the league at home. We're in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and we are a perfect 5 for 5 in victories in the Champions League. So naturally, we are one game from the sack. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 110 of Bottom to the Top. I am Mr. Cellophane. I hope you have had a fantastic week so far. We are doing generally well at Arsenal. There is that problem of what happens when we play away from the Emirates in the league. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the emails have already started to come in because the Southampton clash at home, blissfully, could be Nick Bottom's last. And the reason being, while we are a perfect 6 for 6 as far as getting points is concerned at home, we are also a perfect 6 for 6 on the road of losing by 1 goal. We talked last episode about the 1-0 loss on the road at Brentford before the Feyenoord match. We followed that up with a 2-2 draw at Ipswich. Honestly, it was one that we blew. We were ahead late on in this match, and we just could not hang on. We then traveled to the King Power and took on Leicester City. We did actually score a goal on the road, which is something we had not done. We had gone 5 in a row, losing 1-0 on the road in the league. And I'm adding the qualifier in the league because we have already had 3 away matches in the Champions League of the 5 that we played, and we won all of those. But we still ended up losing by a goal, 2-1. Martin Fernandez, the only goal scorer. In fact, we were ahead in that match 1-0 after Fernandez's goal. We took on Manchester City, and that's when we got the first of the bottom could be out. In fact, we were getting an E rating from the board at this point because we had dropped points in 2 straight in the league. Well, we beat Manchester City for the second time this season at home, this time only by a score of 1-0. You'd be shocked to find out it was drizzling at the Emirates. And frankly, the only thing that we're really failing on as far as the board is concerned is qualifying for the Europa League. Obviously, we are in 13th place right now. Maybe not obviously. You may not have actually seen that since the last episode. We're in 13th place, but we are only 6 points out of a Europa League spot right now. If we can win at home against Southampton and then on the road against the team currently at the bottom of the table in Derby County, well, we could already be in one of those Europa League spots, only 14 matches into a 38-match season. And the board does want to meet with us. Now, blissfully, it is not about our job. They want to meet about the performances of Youssouf Ahamada, player we've talked about a lot because he, as an emergency backup, has wanted a ton of playing time, and we had to promise it to him because Bukayo Saka, Florian Wirtz, Martin Odegaard, all of those guys, Declan Rice, were like, hey, you should give him more playing time. Well, now apparently, because his appearances have not been up to standard, the board feels that we should consider dropping him. Of course, we are going to do, right now, while they're pissed at us, whatever the board wants. Oh, and by the way, if we didn't attend this meeting, they probably were going to terminate our contract, so we were showing up no matter what. Apparently, the fans have been complaining about Youssouf Ahamada, that he's been playing poorly and think we should consider dropping him. We're going to make the promise and agree with the fans. We're going to drop him from the first team. They are happy that they agree, and that we should be aware that failure to live up to this promise could result in the termination of my contract. That is the second time in the last 30 seconds I have been reminded of this. We are actually going to play it super safe. Macias is not even going to be on the bench for this match. Going back to this one, to the 4-2-3-1. It's going to be Dockrus in goal. We're rotating a little bit. We're taking on a Southampton team at home, and we've been, as I mentioned, perfect at home, at least as far as not losing at home. And Southampton's in 17th place. So it's going to be Dockrus in goal. Ribeiro, Butera, Hernandez, and Neymark are going to be our back 4. Haoudi and Rice in the midfield with Saka, Kleiss, and Reyes on the attack with Fernandez up front as our focal point. Most of our starters are actually on the bench right now. Certain players like William Saliba and Kempshaw are obviously getting a little bit of rest. Beje Hoon remains out with an injury. And believe me, it is not lost on me the gambling that we are doing by playing essentially a rotated squad in a match that could cost us our job. Hopefully it pays off. Ribeiro does have it deep. He plays it in the middle. Fernandez all alone back post. That's his second goal of the year. And just about 70 seconds into this match, Arsenal takes the 1-0 lead. And of course, once again, the rain is coming down in North London. Ribeiro getting it back off of that corner kick. I mean, Fernandez wide open. There's nothing that Bazunu could possibly have done unless he stopped at the cross somehow. With the win, we are already, or with the points on the live table, we've already moved up into 11th place. Now, we are 4 points out of a potential European spot, which means that we are not just the 2 wins away from getting there, but we are getting awfully darn close. Only 1 shot on goal so far for either team, so things have really slowed down here in the rain, but that's okay. We are already on top in this match, 1-0. Martin Fernandez's second-minute goal is the difference. 3 have been added on at the end of this first half, but they will see absolutely no action. 6-4 your shots on goal. Percentage-wise on possession, it's 50%. Either way, we are dominating in XG, and of course, we're winning where it counts. Also, we're just taking chances all night long. We did warn the team during the halftime team talk to not get complacent out there. Hopefully that does not now lead to complacency. Although overall we are playing very well. Somehow Southampton, though, does have the advantage in possession in this match. So we're actually going to tick everything down just a little bit, and we're even going to play for set pieces because we have gotten really good at those. Now, Dockrus is going to get it started in the 66th minute. Hernandez getting it back. Declan Rice will play it out wide for Neymark. He's got Reyes bottled up and taken away by Young, but he's going to turn it over to Kleiss. Kleiss into the box. He's got a man on the far post, but he's not going to take the outlet. He's just going to shoot it himself, and Kleiss, the loanee, with his second goal of the year to give Arsenal the 2-0 lead. I thought this was going to be a world of trouble when Young took it away along the far side from Reyes, but Kleiss picking off the pass, outpacing Andreu, beating Bazunu for his second goal of the year, and we hadn't even made our little minor tactical changes. Speaking of which, before we get started here, we are going to pull off Jonathan Reyes. We're going to put in Tabiso Bad Boy. Kleiss is playing very well. Bukayo Saka needs a rest. Macias will take his spot on the left wing. All getting it started. 2 weak. Kleiss taking it away, but ultimately Southampton able to regain control. Bazunu with the ball. We played just 68.5 minutes, so we only a couple of minutes have elapsed since we scored the goal. Neymark in the middle looking for Kleiss. Can't find him. Playing it head for Torres. The counterattack is on. Torres still with it. Broken up by Saka. Torres, though, getting it back up the right wing, chipping it into the middle. Ali will head it into the goal past Dockrus. And Godwin Ali, with his 8th goal of the year, brings Southampton back within 1, giving them the lifeline. He scored the goal in front of the away fans, so they have gotten all fired up. And hopefully, this does not mean that we do what we did Wednesday night on stream, which was blow a nice lead late on after we gave up a goal that we frankly shouldn't have. Getting sloppy with the ball. Andreu in control. Knocked away by Butera. Ribeiro will gather it. He has picked up a slight knock, so he may look to make that change. Ahead for Kleiss. Looking for Bad Boy along the near sideline. Bad Boy into the middle. Declan Rice has it. Plays to the cross. Fernandez will pot home his 3rd goal of the year. I believe the flag may be up, though. I don't know if that is going to count for Martin Fernandez, and it is. They have consulted with VAR and determined that the play was, in fact, onside all along, and you can see it right there. Denisov kept him on. Daniil Denisov. Former Fulham player coming through for us as we are here in charge of Arsenal. Ribeiro does need to come off. He is not in good shape. Alan will take his place. Kleiss has played really well. Declan Rice will get spelled a little by Martin Odegaard. I really don't know if we need to send Odegaard out here with the 2-goal lead, less than 10 minutes left to go. But better safe than sorry. I'd rather not have the tired legs out there because tired legs potentially beget injuries. Speaking of which, 7 minutes have been added on, but it doesn't look like anything is going to happen. In fact, we played nearly 8. 14-8 your shots on goal. Arsenal picks up the win, remains perfect at home, moves up another 3 points closer to a European place, and Nick Bottom keeps his job for a couple more days. I think that the board is going to be a little less on our case now that we have moved up into 11th place. And we are closer to Europe than we are the relegation zone, and getting good press doesn't hurt. New Arsenal boss shows transfer guile. Energetic manager Nick Bottom has shown good wisdom in the transfer market since arriving at beaten Emirates FA Cup finalist Arsenal 20 games ago. Having sold fullback Enoch Mastoris to Napoli for 63 million euros, Bottom then swooped for Fulham strong centre-back Pedro Iglesias with cash to spare. Arsenal have outlined their aims to win the Premier League this season. Maybe. And everyone at the club continues to work toward making that a reality. Arsenal will be hoping to put together a much better run of form in an effort to rebound from a disastrous season so far. Not disastrous, we just have more losses than wins. All on the road. If we just get points in all of our home matches, we should be golden. And achieve at least a little respectability. Arsenal have made it known that they intend to play a possession-based game, leaving fans and pundits alike keen to see how it looks on the pitch. Pretty good so far, honestly. There has been a generally positive reaction to the gegenpress style used by Bottom of late, and there is plenty of optimism for the future. Well, it didn't last long. Derby clash could be Bottom's last. Like, literally nothing has happened in the last 2 days in game since we got that glowing story after we picked up another victory at home. The Arsenal hierarchy appear to be finally losing patience with manager Nick Bottom, according to Sporting Life. Isn't Sporting Life the exact same publication that just ran the other story about our transfer guile and all the great things we're doing? They've declared that the bad result against Derby in the forthcoming Premier League match could seal his fate. Now, they are at the bottom of the table. We all know how Football Manager likes to treat matches against teams at the bottom of the table, where they're all of a sudden harder than they are. It's also on the road, and we ain't won on the road in the Premier League yet this year, which is disturbing. Now, we're going to go back to the 4-3-3 because I think it's a little bit more defensively minded. I think that might help us on the road. My fingers are crossed. I don't even know anymore. Oh, it could be the case of El Sakiko when Arsenal take on Derby, with some pundits suggesting that only a win will be good enough to prevent either manager from losing their jobs. We are massive favorites in this one. We just need to win. Now, if we still have a job at this point, and honestly, I can't imagine us not having a job. We've already qualified for the knockouts of the Champions League with 3 matches left to go. One more victory, I think, and we guarantee ourselves a spot in the round of 16. They have had the draw for the 3rd round of the FA Cup, which is where we enter the competition come the month of January. We are taking on Colchester. Another match that we can very easily win. We just have to get that far. All we need to do to get there is win on the road against the worst team in the Premier League. How hard can that be? Here's the team we are going to try to do it with. Now, most of these guys are our normal starters. It's Stockress in goal. It's got Alon as our left wing back. Jose Antonio Larrea is going to come in and play the right side because Elizu Ribeiro would probably have been on the left and Alan on the right, except obviously Ribeiro picking up that knock in the last match. He is not fit for this one. Kemshal and Saliba will be the center halves. It's going to be Declan Rice at the base of the midfield behind Kleiss, who played so well in the last match. We are giving him another opportunity in this one. He'll play next to Martin Odegaard. Bukayo Saka and Reyes will be on the wings with Martin Fernandez up front one more time. You may have noticed that Gabriel Martinelli, once again, not in the starting lineup. Just the one goal on the season. In all competitions, I just didn't feel right having him out there. Derby County comes into this one having lost their last 5 matches. Can we beat them on the road? It's fed forward. Peltier. Docris does have to make the save, and he does make the save. But it will lead to a Derby corner that Ashby will take 3 minutes into this match. Sending it into the middle, Reyes will look to clear it. Played in by Warren on Docris, and Docris will hang on to that. We are probably the worst road team in all of the Premier League. 0-6. And that one just got past Kemshal. Finch has it. He's going to shoot. Docris blissfully made the save. But Derby County is putting the pressure on us early. The first 2 shots of the game went the Rams' way. I didn't think that this match was going to be as difficult as it has already turned out to be. Now the weather's turning bad. It's 44 degrees. It's December in England. And Derby County with yet another highlight. We have yet to get a shot on goal in the first 21 and a half minutes of this match. Gardner-Smith playing it up for Land. Now he's got a man on him. I think that's Kleiss. No, it's Martin Odegaard. Silva back ahead for Land. Derby remaining in possession here. Turned over to Rice as soon as I said that. And then Land gets it back. Knocks it to Finch. Feeds Koulibaly. And Moussa Koulibaly scores his 4th goal of the year. And we just went down 1-0 to the worst team in the league. A team that does not know how to win because we don't know how to win on the road. Koulibaly just split our defense and beat Docris 1-on-1. I hate to do it so early, but we are going to berate the team on the road because we're losing 1-0. And on the live table, if we don't manage to find a way to win this match, we will drop into 14th place. We have managed 4 shots on goal. Make that 5. So we started to turn it on a little bit here in the second half, but we are not showing any desire. So much for the more defensive standing. We're going back to the 4-2-3-1. Kleiss in the middle. Saka, Reyes, Fernandez. I don't think we're going to change any. You know what? Reyes is furious. We are going to pull him out. And to be so bad boy is motivated. So we're going to get him out there. Tactical change made after 45 minutes. Jonathan Reyes is off. To be so bad boy is on. Of those 5 shots we took in the first half, not a single one of them on target. And this could be our very last episode with Arsenal, because I don't see a way of coming back from this loss. Thrown forward by Derby. Saliba turning it over to Pelletier. Bad boy, though, tracking back nicely. Docris chipping it forward. Finds Alon. Taken away. Koulibaly, Boateng, and Docris able to hang on and make the save. We have been so untidy on the ball. It is absolutely frightening, to be perfectly honest with you. Mateo Morero is going to come in. Kleiss will give way to Gabriel Martinelli as we make 2 more changes with 20 minutes left in this match. 7 shots for Arsenal, only 1 on target. And another highlight for Derby County, a final third throw-in. Mike Homa back for Gardner-Smith. Plays it ahead for Land. Back to Gardner-Smith. And they are just in open spots. Silva throwing it forward, looking for Koulibaly. Knotted down and played ahead to DePiso, Bad Boy, but Gardner-Smith steps in front of that. Boateng knocked away by Bad Boy, but Warren back in control. Declan Rice knocks it away, but Larios is there. He'll shoot, and it will go over the crossbar. And we are going to berate the team one more time with 10 minutes left to go. We're going very attacking. We're even going to make I really am at an absolute loss. Let's move Declan Rice back. We'll get some wing backs up. Kemshaw, nope, come here. There we go. We are committing as many men forward as humanly possible. And we are going all out on attack. Because we have to. I feel like we have no other choice. We are going to lose 6 out of 7 on the road by a 1-0 score. This is insane. A team as talented as the one that we have, showing a gross inability to score on the road in the league. No problem in the Champions League. 3 road wins in the Champions League. That was the worst pass I think I've seen all year. Koulibaly carrying it forward. Rice up for Bad Boy. He's got 2, 3, 4 men running ahead of him, and for some reason he's still dribbling it. Loses it. Saka loses it. Cunningham playing it ahead. Koulibaly, 10 seconds remaining. Koulibaly, the counterattack on for Derby. Played for Price. Boateng, I think he was offside. Enoch Aguiye, the scorer, they've got to call him offside, right? He looked well offside. They've called it back. Not that it matters. Frankly, fire me. I don't understand anymore. I don't get Football Manager anymore. I mean, I understand there's a home field advantage, but the fact that we could win at Paris Saint-Germain and we cannot muscle more than 1 shot on target against Derby County? Are you joking me? So we threw the water bottle, and as of this moment, judging from the inbox, we haven't advanced anything beyond the end of the game. We have a match coming up in 4 days at home against Wolves. And we are 14th in the Premier League. And we are still with Arsenal. Well, I hope you guys have a hell of a weekend, because I'm going to spend mine wondering if Monday's episode is going to feature us as manager of Arsenal or not. If you like that, you're sick. Make sure you give a big thumbs up on the video. Also, subscribe if you have not. Thank you all for your support. And I will see you Monday, wherever we may be. Until then, the bar.